Hey there, Backyardigans. It's Jeremy at the Backyard Bourbon Broadcast, and this is episode 20. In this episode, Jeremy talks about his love of Okies and something he's not really that fond of. Patience with Oklahoma people. So, hope you enjoy it. This is episode 20 of the Backyard Bourbon Broadcast. Hey there, Backyardigans. It is the 20th episode of the Backyard Bourbon Broadcast. How you doing? How you feeling? You doing well? You looking well? Let's see. It's a Saturday, and man, am I glad for the weekend. It's been a busy week. A lot of work, a lot of homework, a lot of schedules, as anybody with kids knows. Especially when they get to be teenagers, but nobody has their license. Dear heavens. You're everywhere. And nobody's thinking logistically, right? Like, none of the teenagers are. Because they've never had to drive anyone anywhere. So, it's just get up and go. And then come back. And then I'll go again. And then come back. And then I'll go again. Not knowing, hey, how about we try to knock out 3 or 4 of these things all together? Well, what are you going to do, right? You got kids. That's just part of it. I am enjoying a glass of Knob Creek. Man, I tell you what, Knob Creek is really front and center, first place. Maybe Bullet in second, or you could swap them. Wouldn't have a complaint either way. Very good bourbons. I got my brother a Jack Daniel's number 5. Over the holiday, over Christmas. It was the, what do they call it? It's some type of like past distillers celebration. Every Christmas they do this thing where they're like, oh, okay, this guy, he was the distiller from this date to this date, and here's his batch, here's his recipe, whatever. It was number 5, old number 5, not old number 7. So I got that for my brother, and he was pretty impressed. So, hey, it takes a lot to impress him, especially in the manner of whiskey. So, hey, there's a guy letting his dog crap on my lawn. That's cool. Yeah, why would you want to use a plastic bag? Nah, just leave it there. Thank you. Yeah, it's just our front yard. Wherever your dog needs to dump his trash, that's cool. Thank you. My great game guy. Oh, yeah. You know, a friend of mine was talking to me about the shirt she was thinking about getting for St. Patrick's Day, saying something about I'm Irish, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I need a shirt to tell people how Irish I am, because it just, I'm Irish enough. I don't need to advertise it. I really don't. My anger, my temper, my contempt for humanity, my my absence of thought, my love of strong beverage. Truth be told, though, I'm not like crazy about. I in my younger days, I'm sure I could tell you some stories, but anymore, I can do maybe two bourbons on the rocks. 3. I had 3 on New Year's. That tells you how many I can handle. Past that, ooh boy, I don't. Honestly, though, if you're drinking bourbon just to get drunk, maybe find something cheaper. It's not about getting drunk. It's about the taste. That's it. Not going to complain about the buzz, but I don't complain about the buzz from coffee either. And like I said, I'm not getting plowed. I'm just having a beverage or two. If you've got a problem with that, then obviously you're not going to listen to this broadcast. And since there's only one of you or 2 of you, what do you care, right? Anyway, Knob Creek. Bullet, those guys are getting my vote lately. I don't know what it is with makers. I just can't cotton with makers. And you know what? That brings us into the sweet southern place that I live. It's interesting people down here don't consider this necessarily south. I do, because I've only lived in states either north of it or way out west in Arizona or Nevada. So, but as far as I'm concerned, if where you live is further south than Nashville, Tennessee, no matter how wet, well, I'm not talking east or west, I'm talking further south, then you're in the south. That's how I see it. Now, I wouldn't consider New Mexico the south. There is a limit longitudinally. How would you say it? Longitudinally? Whatever. Anyway, a couple of things about Oklahoma. I love living here. First and foremost is how quickly spring comes around. It's end of January 20th, and we're about done with winter. We probably have maybe at most 4 weeks of winter left. Now, if you live in Wyoming, which is where I came from the last 6 years, you're not even halfway through winter. So it's really cool for me to go, wow, we're almost done with this cold stuff. I did see a Trout Unlimited documentary. I love fly fishing. I think I've mentioned that before, but wow, did they do a great little 8-minute documentary on this family farm in Kremling, Colorado. And oh my gosh, that makes you miss Colorado. But you know what? I do like being warm. I think Wyoming made me cold for the rest of my life, so I'm just going to try and stay warm for the rest of my life. Anyway, about Oklahoma, two things, a pro and a con, okay? I love pretty much everything about Oklahoma, so I'll start with the con. It's not even really a con. It's Oklahoma people have more patience than anyone I have ever met in my life. These are patient people. Dear Lord, these are patient people. I mean, somebody driving 30 miles an hour down a highway that's at least 55 miles an hour speed limit. Nobody's honking him. Nobody's honking at him. Nobody's giving him like Seinfeld calls it the throat clear, like the gentle tap. No. Nothing whatsoever. And people will stack up behind this guy going 30 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone. Nobody's losing their mind over it. And I know I came down here. People didn't move up there. I came down here. So I just have to kind of get used to that. But Okies, if I could, just one suggestion. Honk the horn. Lose your patience once in a while. It's okay. There are too many people that are standing in line, making everybody's day that much longer because they're not paying attention. And anywhere else I've lived in 5 states, all western states. I guess you call people in Oklahoma consider it a western state. I didn't even consider it a western state. Yeah, poop some more in my yard. That's awesome. Cool. Anyway, they're just so patient. If you are in a line to get some coffee, like if an office event has a thing of coffee, or a church has coffee, the people will stand in line and wait patiently forever. As the person that's there with their cup underneath the coffee dispenser just sits and stirs in some cream or some sugar, or if they're in a food buffet line, that's where they decide to put the salt on or put on some dressing on their salad or whatever. Here's the thing, folks. You can do that anywhere. You don't have to do that in the line. You know what happens when you do that in the line? It ties up everybody, and it makes our day that much longer. So all these hungry people are standing there watching you play with your food while they starve. You know what happens? Like Lord of the Ring violence style happens. That's what happens. So let's prevent that. Let's just get our stuff and get out of the way. Let's let the line go. If it's a pizza buffet thing, they brought in some pizza for people, pick your 2 pieces. Get the hell out of the way. Doctor it up wherever you want. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do it right there. If it's iced tea and for some unknown reason they didn't put sugar in the iced tea, I get it. That's a sin. I understand. But put your sugar somewhere else. Move your tea to the side of that line. Go to your table. Then pack it full of your Splenda or sugar packets or whatever you got to do to make tea tasty. I get it. Tea without sugar is just brown water. I get it. It's got to be sweetened. But you can do this wherever. So that's my complaint about Okies. They are too patient. And they can sit in a line. They can make Russian people go, wow, that Vlad has lots of patience, but this Okie over here with his cowboy boots and his cowboy hat and his pistols and his 6-shooter has lots of patience, lots more than Vlad. Hey, I kind of nailed that Russian accent, and that was without practice. You gotta enjoy that. Okay, things I like about Oklahoma, too many to mention. One thing I will mention that I never knew existed was a state song. I didn't know states had a state song. But in Oklahoma, of course, they have Oklahoma from the Broadway show. Oklahoma, that's all I know about it because I don't know the words. It's Oklahoma, where the wind comes marching down the plains or something like that. Anyway, my kids know it because they were taught it in elementary school. I just think that's the coolest thing. You taught my kids your state song. You love your state, which has no mountains, no oceans. All lakes here are man-made because there's just no water here. But these people are so proud of their state, and I think that is so cool. I think it's endearing. It makes me look past the patience issue sometimes. But I love that they got a state song, and everybody loves it. Everybody loves their state song. I think that's awesome. Oklahoma, Oklahoma State. Gotta throw the state in there. I know that part of the song too. I don't know how you hold that homa, but whatever. Boy, this has been a podcast. Yeah. Well, I hope you like it. I hope you have had fun. I hope you are enjoying a beverage of your choice, whether it be sweet tea or a bourbon. Hope you had a good one. This was episode 20 of the Backyard Bourbon Broadcast. You all take care of yourself. Y'all take care of yourself.